Marcel, how did you get attracted to mime in the first place?
Well, when I was a child, of course, I loved Chaplin, Keaton, Laurel and Hardy, and they were the only examples we could get through the experience of the movies. And then I realized that being a child myself, they were children at heart, they were grown up. But I started to, it was my first experience with the world of mime, when I created a mime theater with children in the streets. And I had an aunt who had a children colony, where children came from all parts of France during the holidays. And then I formed my first pantomime groups. But I did not think about pantomime especially, it was part of life. We imitated butterflies, we were Robinson Crusoe, we were the heroes, we played fairy tales, and theater was just part of my life. And when I was 20, I decided really to become a professional mime. And I would never think that I would be responsible for creating for being the promoter of the resurrection of this ancient form of art which is called mime, and which has come to life completely recreated in the 20th century. But then I decided really to create a new form, a new concept of mime. And then I created my Compagnie de Mime, with which we traveled through Europe and through the world. And I created my character, Mr Bip, who has nothing to do with Pierrot except for the white face, which is traditional. The costume is completely changed. There is a top hat with a red flower. The costume has been completely created by myself. And so also the adventures of Mr Bip, who, like Don Quixote, struggles against windmills.
Where do you get your material from?
I would say that the observation, life, are models for me, and also part of what everybody experiences in life, or everybody can identify with the adventures of Mr Bip. But don't forget that in the program there is not only the adventures of Mr Bip, there is also what I call style pantomimes. You see, mime is not silent acting only. It's also based, like music, on a poetical flow of a consciousness of our own self. We reveal ourselves through sign language, symbols, dreams, reality. We reveal ourselves through movements which can be compared to Asiatic movements found in the Indian mudra. When I do this for showing a fish, or when I do this for the germination of a tree, or when I do this for a butterfly, or this for a cage, or this movement. I say always that the mime has, in this silent acting, to move in the air like a fish in water.
You have 3 young Irish students at your school in Paris.
It's wonderful to meet them here, and the international school continues because we have a large international school in Paris, École des Mime Drame. Matter of fact, the names of my students are Conal Carnet, Vincent O'Neill, and Jonathan Lambert, who is the son of the famous Irish puppeteer, Monsieur Lambert and his wife. And I must tell that it's beautiful when Jonathan tells me that there are 10 children and her mother, his mother, makes his early bread every morning. Well, this is a symbol for me. I like very much because mime relies very much on a man who has his roots on the earth. Even if I fly like an angel or pretend so through illusion, we have in our art to keep our feet on the earth. We are rooted somewhere, and we are also with our spirit in the sky. And between both we float, and the fact that Jonathan's mother bakes the bread is a wonderful symbol.
Would you say that Bip is universal man?
Bip is a mortal figure representing the little man, the man of the street, or the man in our dreams, ourselves, our own life, and it's a reflection of ourselves, exactly like Dickens, Shakespeare, like the great Molière, the great authors have reflected men in their time in a timeless way. I would say that, like Chaplin or like Pierrot, Bip is a poetic and tragicomic figure in our time.